When you think of distortion, you think of electric guitars, you think of dirty, gritty 808s, you think of aggression, but distortion can be used in different ways. You also hear the terms saturation, hard clipping, soft clipping. A lot of the times you hear these four terms sort of being used interchangeably. So why is that? Why are they being used interchangeably? I know you always hear red is bad. In the digital age, there really isn't any benefit to going into the red on your DAW. But in the analog days, when we're working on analog equipment, let's not talk about analog like it's prehistoric, because a lot of us still do work with analog equipment. When we're talking analog, we're talking tape, we're talking tubes, we're talking about certain circuitry. And when we drive these signals and we clip these signals, it can be beneficial to your mix. It can help you with sound design. And this is one way where bending, breaking the rules is helpful. We do touch on clipping briefly in my book, 4 Horsemen of Mixing and Music Production, available on Amazon. For those of you who have picked that up, thank you. Shout out to you. I hope it's been helpful to help you understand some of the fundamental concepts in audio. We're gonna dive much deeper into distortion, saturation, hard clipping, soft clipping. What's the difference in these terms? Why are they used interchangeably sometimes? How do they help you with your mix and sound design? Without further ado, let's just dive right into it. So distortion, saturation, hard clipping, soft clipping. What do these terms mean? Why are they always used interchangeably? Well, in the analog days, we had certain circuitry in our analog consoles. We had tubes, we had tape, and when we're driving our signal into these things and clipping our signal, it's modifying the amplitude of our sound. So what exactly is amplitude? Amplitude is just a fancy way of saying loudness. And we know that these terms are technically all a form of distortion because we're modifying the amplitude of the sound. But we're going to dive further into this, and I'm going to explain to you how each term is also slightly different. Now, if you watched our video on phasing and polarity, if you didn't, I'll put the link up somewhere here up top. But basically, we have our center point here, which is our 0, and then our waveform is going up and down, and that's our positive and that's our negative, right? And as it goes up and down, on this sound here specifically, this is just a basic sine wave. But as you can see in the beginning, it's going up and down a little bit, and it's gradually getting louder and louder. And that's the amplitude of our sound. So the way that distortion, saturation, hard clipping, soft clipping are all similar, it's we're modifying the amplitude. Now, depending on what you're driving the signal into and clipping that signal, whether that's circuitry in our analog console, whether that's tube, whether that's tape, it's going to modify the amplitude a little differently. Let's start with hard clipping and soft clipping. Again, I have my sine wave here. Our sine wave is pretty straightforward. And I already have some of my favorite saturation distortion plugins up here. First, I have Kramer Tape by Waves. I have Saturn 2 here from FabFilter. Then I have Decapitator by Sound Toys, which is one of my personal favorites. We put this on everything. This is our hot sauce. I have this Nectar Saturator here from Isotope. And then I have my Pro Q here, just so we can see everything that it's doing to our sound. First and foremost, I want to talk about the difference between hard clipping and soft clipping. Basically, hard clipping, we are cutting off the amplitude of our sound, and soft clipping is a little more subtle, and we have a softer knee, and it's basically rounding out the amplitude of our sound. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you an example of hard clipping with our Kramer tape here. Let's say we just crank up the playback level, the record level, and really drive this thing into the tape. Let's see how this changes our sound. So this is how our sine wave sounds without it. This is how our sound wave signs with it. And just as a little disclaimer, when we're driving these signals, things could get a little loud. So if you need to turn your volume down, I don't want to blow your ears out on this one, but. So of course, that's really, really clipping our signal into our tape, right? I'll play that for you once again. So we committed the signal. Now you can see the signal looks completely different, right? And now if we look at our amplitude, you see how our amplitude is basically cut off. Now I'm going to show you the difference with soft clipping. The record level a little more subtle, the playback level a little more subtle. Let's not overdrive our signal too much. Now let's see how this affects our amplitude. We're going to commit here. So let's compare all three. We have our original sine wave, we have our soft clip sine wave, and then we have our hard clip sine wave, which is being completely cut off. Now, when we're talking about the difference between distortion and saturation, we're not just talking about modifying the amplitude, but we're also talking about introducing completely new harmonics. So what we're actually doing is adding positive and negative harmonics to the fundamental tone. And I know that sounds like a mouthful, but our Nectar isotope saturation plugin is going to give us a great example of what I'm talking about. So we have our original sine wave, and that's what our original sine wave looks like. And that is our fundamental tone here. Now, when I start to drive the signal and introduce saturation, distortion, you're going to see how it adds harmonics to our signal. Now, I'm just going to really exaggerate this and crank it. Now, you see how it's introducing these new harmonics here. Again, when dealing with analog gear, we have certain circuitry in our console, we have tape, we have tubes, and depending what we're driving our signal into, it's going to affect that signal slightly different. Now, our isotope plugin here attempts to emulate that. The first example I showed you guys is an analog console. Now, let's see the difference with the tape. That introduced a lot more harmonics. Let's see our tube. And now here's our distortion. So you see all of these things are introducing harmonics, but it's affecting the signal a little differently. And now we also have our high shelf here, just in case. Let's go back to our tube. Our tube introduced a lot of new harmonics, but we can control that with our high shelf. And now here's how we design our sound, soften up those harmonics. Now, if we go into our Saturn 2 plugin, we can actually even dive a little deeper because now we're talking about a multi-band saturator. So here I already set up 4 bands. And if I wanted to just drive the upper mid-range of my signal, I can do that here with Saturn. And then we can drive our top end. And you see how it's introducing all of these harmonics. And again, just like the Nectar plugin, when we're introducing all of these new harmonics, we can actually darken the tone as well. If it gets a little too harsh. And now we can introduce these harmonics, but also make it a little softer, a little warmer. And that's why saturation, distortion can be very pleasing to the ear. But also you've probably seen people talk about saturation, soft clipping, hard clipping as a way to control your levels as well and get to a certain loudness. Because when you're controlling your amplitude, you're also controlling your volume, which also helps you achieve a nice balance and get you to a certain loudness. So again, all 4 of these terms technically fall under the distortion umbrella because we're modifying amplitude. But as I showed you, when we're talking about saturation and distortion specifically, I would basically define saturation as a light form of distortion. But we're actually introducing new harmonics when we're talking about saturation and distortion. And the more you drive your signal, the more distorted it's going to sound. And when we're talking about soft clipping and hard clipping, we're talking about modifying the amplitude of that sound like I showed you. Hard clipping, we're really going to drive the signal. It's basically going to cut off the amplitude. Soft clipping, we're slightly driving the signal. It has a bit softer knee. It rounds out the signal, controls the amplitude, but without cutting it off. And it also can introduce some saturation, which would introduce some harmonics. I hope this clarifies the 4 terms and why they're used interchangeably and how this can help you with your sound design and with your mixing and even with your mastering. A great example of that would be my Ozone mastering suite here from iZotope. Now that we have an idea of what soft clipping is, I threw a maximizer on here and the maximizer has a soft clipper. So let's look at our original signal. And now let's introduce the soft clipping. Drive that signal a little bit. Now we kind of have a multi-band here as well. We can do that to the high end, the mid-range, or the lows. Now you see when you do it to the highs, it softens the signal a little bit, sort of rounds it out, makes it a little warmer, a little smoother. It also, again, helps control our amplitude, which helps control our dynamics, and that's how it can help you with mastering as well. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed that and learned something. Don't forget to hit like, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that bell as well. And if you have any other questions about distortion, saturation, hard clipping, soft clipping, I always reply to all the questions in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Costa Sound TV.